and a very warm welcome to all my listeners. This is your host Sharmishta, and I'm back with episode number 4 of the Kiriti Rai detective adventure, The Throne of 32. Our detective Kiriti Rai has entered the palace of Srinagar, a beautiful structure with intricate sculptures and huge pillars. The king had incorporated modern architecture in certain areas of the palace. This resulted in a perfect blend of ancient and modern sculpture. Kiriti had been fascinated. The room he was a guest in was not very big and had little furniture, but all very expensive. A huge mahogany bed with a pristine white silk bedspread, 2 antique settees, and a large bookcase stood in a corner against the wall. It was late afternoon, and Kiriti had dozed off after a sumptuous lunch. Suddenly, a muffled sound broke his slumber. Kiriti blinked. He was sure he had bolted the door. So where did that sound just come from? His eyes still heavy with sleep, he rubbed them vigorously and glanced around. The room was empty, but Kiriti was sure he had heard a noise. The sound came again, and this time Kiriti was left with his mouth agape. A section of the wall beside the bookcase slowly slid open, and Raja Tridipnath Rai entered the room. Kiriti was too stunned to react. A secret doorway. Raja Tridipnath was amused. Mr. Rai, this is the reason I wanted you to have this room. This secret passage is directly connected to my private chambers. I cannot break the age-old rule of taking you to the palace's interiors in front of everyone. But I will take you there through this secret passage tonight. How about 11 o'clock at night? Would that be okay? Kiriti nodded without a word. He was still staring at the wall. It had slid back to its place, as if the secret passage behind it never existed. Kiriti was recalling Mr. Shannal's words. This palace was indeed quite mysterious. It was way past midnight. The huge clock inside the palace had just struck 1. Where was Raja Bahadur? Kiriti wondered. He had promised to be there by 11 o'clock. Almost immediately Kiriti heard a muffled noise near the wall, and the secret door slid open. Tridipnath Rai stood there with a strong flashlight. My apologies, Mr. Rai, I'm late. Come, I will take you to my room now. Kiriti followed Tridipnath into the passage and noticed a flight of stairs going up. He followed the king till they came to a wall at the end of the stairs. As Kiriti watched, the wall slid open, revealing a brightly lit room. This was Raja Bahadur's bedroom. Kiriti stepped in and blinked for a moment, his eyes swiftly taking in the luxurious interiors of the room. And then his eyes fell on a huge black iron casket attached to the wall in one corner of the room. Yes, Mr. Rai, that is the casket from which the throne was stolen. Shall I open it for you? Kiriti turned to the king. No, Raja Bahadur, I shall examine this casket tomorrow morning. But now, I would like you to recall all that happened the day this throne went missing. Every little detail, Raja Bahadur. Please recall whatever you remember. Raja Tridipnath nodded and began to narrate. That's all for today, my dear listeners. I shall be back with you on Tuesday, the 10th of November. Till then,